Control of the seas has defined global power for centuries, and today the strategic rivalry between the Royal Navy and the People's Liberation Army Navy represents one of the most consequential maritime competitions of the modern era, shaping trade security, military deterrence, and geopolitical influence across multiple continents. The Royal Navy, the maritime arm of the United Kingdom, carries a legacy that once sustained the largest empire in history, and although its fleet is smaller than it was in the 20th century, it remains one of the most technologically advanced and globally deployable naval forces in existence. At the heart of Britain's sea power stand its two modern aircraft carriers, including HMS Queen Elizabeth, which serve as floating air bases capable of launching fifth-generation F-35B stealth fighters, enabling precision strikes, intelligence gathering, and air superiority missions far from British shores. Supporting these carriers are Type 45 destroyers equipped with advanced radar and air defense systems designed to intercept hostile aircraft and missiles, alongside highly capable frigates optimized for anti-submarine warfare, protecting carrier strike groups from undersea threats. Beneath the waves, the Royal Navy operates Astute-class nuclear-powered attack submarines, regarded as some of the quietest and most lethal submarines in the world, capable of launching cruise missiles and tracking adversary vessels with stealth and endurance that conventional submarines cannot match. In contrast, the People's Liberation Army Navy, often referred to as the Plan, has expanded at a breathtaking pace over the last 2 decades, transforming from a coastal defense force into the world's largest navy by number of hulls, reflecting China's ambition to secure sea lanes, protect energy imports, and project power across the Indo-Pacific and beyond. China's fleet includes multiple aircraft carriers such as Liaoning and Shandong, with newer and more advanced carriers entering service, supported by large numbers of Type 055 and Type 052D destroyers that carry sophisticated missile systems capable of area air defense and anti-ship strikes. While Britain emphasizes quality, integration, and alliance operations through NATO partnerships, China emphasizes scale, rapid shipbuilding capacity, and regional dominance, particularly in the South China Sea where artificial islands, missile batteries, and constant naval patrols reinforce Beijing's territorial claims. The fundamental difference between the two navies lies not only in size but in strategic orientation. The Royal Navy operates as a global expeditionary force, routinely deploying to the Mediterranean, the Gulf, the North Atlantic, and increasingly the Indo-Pacific, often as part of multinational task forces, whereas China's Navy focuses heavily on establishing layered defensive zones close to home while gradually extending its reach into the Indian Ocean and even the Atlantic. Submarine warfare may ultimately be the decisive factor in any hypothetical confrontation, because control beneath the surface often determines freedom of maneuver above it. Britain's nuclear-powered submarines can remain submerged for months, offering strategic intelligence and strike capabilities with minimal detection risk, while China continues expanding both its conventional diesel-electric submarines and nuclear-powered fleet, investing heavily in quieting technologies and long-range missile systems. Carrier aviation also plays a pivotal role, as the F-35B operated from British decks brings stealth characteristics and advanced sensor fusion that enhance situational awareness across an entire fleet, while China's carrier-based aircraft programs are improving rapidly but still gaining operational experience in complex blue water deployments. Logistics and sustainment further distinguish the two forces. The Royal Navy benefits from long-standing global basing agreements, replenishment ships, and decades of expeditionary experience, allowing it to operate far from home for extended periods, whereas China is developing overseas logistical hubs and port access agreements to support its expanding maritime footprint. Budgetary priorities reveal contrasting philosophies, with China allocating vast resources to continuous ship production and anti-access missile networks, while Britain concentrates funding into high-end capabilities, modernization programs, and integration with allied forces to multiply combat effectiveness. Technology integration, cyber warfare at sea, satellite communications, and electronic warfare capabilities increasingly define naval power in the 21st century, and both nations invest heavily in these domains, recognizing that modern maritime conflict would involve not only missiles and torpedoes but also digital disruption and space-based targeting systems. The Indo-Pacific has emerged as the primary arena of competition, where freedom of navigation operations, carrier deployments, and joint exercises signal strategic intent. Britain's deployment of carrier strike groups to the region underscores its commitment to maintaining open sea lanes and supporting allies, while China views foreign naval presence near its coastline as a direct challenge to its sovereignty and security buffer. Numbers alone do not determine maritime supremacy, because crew training, command structure efficiency, combat doctrine, interoperability, and real-world operational experience heavily influence outcomes. The Royal Navy's integration with allied navies provides combat-tested coordination advantages, while China's Navy gains valuable operational practice through frequent regional patrols and exercises that steadily expand its proficiency. The strategic question therefore becomes whether qualitative superiority can offset quantitative expansion, and whether alliance-backed global reach can balance concentrated regional mass. Naval dominance also intersects with economic security, as trillions of dollars in trade flow through contested waters, making maritime control essential not just for military victory but for national prosperity. If tensions were ever to escalate into open conflict, missile saturation tactics, submarine ambushes, cyber interference, and long-range airstrikes would shape the battle space, making survivability and detection capabilities crucial determinants of success. Ultimately, the rivalry between the Royal Navy and the People's Liberation Army Navy symbolizes a broader shift in global power dynamics, where established maritime traditions meet rising industrial momentum, and where the struggle for influence unfolds across oceans rather than borders. The outcome will not simply depend on who has more ships or more advanced sensors, but on who can adapt faster, sustain longer, coordinate smarter, and maintain political resolve under pressure, because in modern naval warfare, dominance is earned not just through firepower but through strategy, resilience, and the ability to command the world's most vital highways, the seas.